for Tuesday, the 17th of October. I'm Stephen Ridgway. Cisco is warning that there is a zero-day vulnerability actively being targeted in the wild. It's a vulnerability in iOS XE software, and it is the web UI feature that's vulnerable. So this particular vulnerability has been assigned a CVSS rating of 10, which is pretty severe. There are patches being made available, which is a good thing to do. Patch your systems. However, also in the meantime, very much a good plan to make sure, firstly, that any Cisco kit's web interface is only accessible from trusted networks. Ideally, set up a secure VLAN or a management VLAN or something within your environment, and then control access into that VLAN to only people who are supposed to be administering things, and then basically cut it off from everything else. Definitely don't let your Cisco web interfaces be presented to the internet. There are just too many. Over the years, there have been too many vulnerabilities in these. They were not designed to be hardened to go on the internet. They were designed to be accessed from a secured VLAN within your organization. Anyway, this particular vulnerability, CVE 2023-20198, allows for the creation of if you know, you know, but a level 15 access user account, which is basically the top of the pile of potential admins for Cisco Kit. That a level 15 account has the ability then to create further accounts, change things on the box, basically do whatever they want. So recommendations: apply patches if you can apply patches. If you're not using the web interface, turn it off. So the HTTP, bad plan, or HTTPS server feature can be enabled or disabled. So disabling it would be definitely a good thing. If you are if you think you may have been attacked by this, one indicator of compromise is that to look for an account on a local account on the box with the name of Cisco_TAC_admin, and check to see if there's been any access to that from unusual, suspicious IP addresses. If so, consider the box to have been compromised. So, yep, keep an eye on that. WordPress is having a hard time again. There is a critical severity vulnerability in the Royal Eliminator add-ons and templates in any version up to 1.3.78, and the vulnerabilities are being actively exploited. So Royal Eliminator add-ons and templates made by WP Royal. It's a website building kit that allows for a very simple creation of web elements without needing any knowledge about coding. Apparently has about 200,000 active installations. So the vulnerability is being tracked as CVE 2023-5360 and has a CVSS score of 9.8, which makes it a pretty severe vulnerability. It allows unauthenticated attackers to perform arbitrary file uploads on vulnerable sites. It's been exploited to create rogue admin accounts, and of course, by then, you've lost the battle. So, best thing to do is to make sure that, as always, as I was saying yesterday, in fact, keep on top of patching for any components in WordPress that you have. Make sure that you are keeping up to date. Make sure you understand what's themes you're using, what plugins you're using, what add-ons you've got. They don't necessarily auto update themselves, even if you set them to. Bear in mind, they're saying in this article that version 1.3.79, which was released on October the 6th, addresses the flaws. So also bear in mind that upgrading and patching won't remove malware that has already been uploaded via previous compromise. So if your device has been compromised, applying the patch won't do anything about that, but it will prevent new sites from being compromised, hopefully. So the war in Ukraine, presses on, and I know we've all got distracted by the war in the Middle East, but Russia continues to attack Ukrainian systems and vice versa. So in the background, the state-sponsored hacking group, which we generally known as Sandworm, has been shown to have compromised 11 telecommunication service providers in the Ukraine since May of this year. So as a reminder, Sandworm tends to look for attack from the outside using vulnerabilities in RDP or SSH. They'll also then use various freely available testing tools like FUF and DIR Buster, Go Witness, Nmap, and so on to look for further possible services to exploit. They use compromised VPN accounts, especially where those are not protected by multi-factor authentication. And just to make their intrusions stealthier, they are using things like SOX5 and other proxy services to route the malicious traffic through servers within the Ukraine to make them look, make the traffic look local. So there are two backdoors that have been identified through these attacks. One is Poemgate and the other is Poseidon. They're looking to do things like capture admin credentials and so on and so forth to then use either in lateral movement or to maintain persistence via creating other accounts, so on and so forth. Poseidon's a Linux backdoor, and it has basically a very broad range of remote control tools. Its persistence is maintained by modifying cron. So, interesting article in Bleeping Computer, as always, a well-researched and well-written article. So, some indicators of compromise there. I was saying this, yes, okay, I'm based in the UK, not in the Ukraine. However, I think it is fair to say that whatever these techniques are that have been identified in the war zone, they are likely to be used or similar things used outside of that. And anyway, any country which has been seen to be supporting Ukraine in this conflict is likely to be seen as a legitimate target by Ukraine's adversaries. So keep an eye out for that stuff. 530,000 people's information looks like it has been stolen from the cloud PC gaming business Shadow. So Shadow hosts Windows PC devices in the cloud that you can use for gaming or other bits and pieces. It's a French cloud service. Lets users remotely access their own virtual PCs and stream games to their local devices. So you can do, development work, so on and so forth. So it's a cloud-based infrastructure. The company Shadow was a victim to a social engineering attack, which led to the exfiltration of a database of one of the service providers. So the information that has been stolen includes names, email addresses, date of birth, billing addresses, credit card expiration dates, but it does look like no passwords or credit card details have been taken. So if possibly you use this particular service, then I recommend the usual things. Look for unexpected activity, although they haven't necessarily got credit card details from this. You never know whether by joining the dots they will find other information elsewhere that can be pulled together. So keep an eye out for unexpected transactions. Also, if you have not got unique complex passwords backed with multi-factor authentication for your Shadow accounts or for these particular devices, strongly recommend that you first of all change your passwords, and secondly make sure that you change passwords on any other services where you may have reused the same password. So keep an eye out for that if you use it for gaming or other reasons. And then finally from me today, the Signal 0-day vulnerability rumours that you may have heard over the last few days. Well, Signal has categorically denied that there are any vulnerabilities that could impact the security or privacy of the messaging app's users. So, which is all well and good. Although, curiously, I did spot this morning that my own Signal app chose to install an update. So, make of this what you will. That is all from me for today. I hope you have a good Tuesday, and I will speak to you all again tomorrow morning.